So my first time was probably Pride and Prejudice, but frankly, I don't remember her making an impression on me with that movie, but she
Sure.
definitely did with An Education. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
seeing An Education and being just sort of flabbergasted by who is this?
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I think because of the way she presented herself, not in the movie, but just in press, with the
Mm-hmm.
haircut and sort of she's British and kind
Yeah.
of European and an air of sophistication, all the comparisons were to Audrey Hepburn. And at the time, I didn't question or examine those comparisons, or I just took
Mm-hmm.
them inside. I'm like, yeah, she's Audrey Hepburn.
Right, because
And
that's
then,
it's a great comparison. You
yeah,
want to hear that, yeah.
totally. But then when you look back at that performance and at that movie, it's not Audrey Hepburn. There is a
Mm-hmm.
thorniness to it. It's such a complex character, and she is somebody who is a teenager but rebellious, but also rebellious in this way that you were just describing. This quiet rage that just simmers right below the
Mm-hmm.
surface. Her emotions are checked in, which is, I think, one of the things that I love about her persona is that she implies that there is a volcano inside, but
Carey
there is,
Mulligan is a contained explosion.
yeah,
She is a contained explosion in every role.
yeah. And that was what was frankly amazing about An Education, because that
Mm-hmm.
woman was so just trying to get out of this life that was prescribed to her, whether by
Mm-hmm.
her family or whether by the school, by the system. But she had no way to actually rage. So it was all just
Mm-hmm.
simmering below the surface. And just in that's not something I see at all in the screen persona that we know of Audrey Hepburn. So that
Mm-hmm.
comparison now rings to me not true, but I think maybe in the way she presented herself at the time, especially the
Mm-hmm.
haircut. It was very, very, very Audrey Hepburn.
Well, and I think it suggests to me that like, it's a parallel with. I appreciate the vulnerability and the layers of Audrey Hepburn's work, but it feels like what it's reaching for is just
Different.
an ingenue comparison, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to like really actually examining the specificities of the presence of Audrey Hepburn and Carey Mulligan. It just like decides that they're both these like lithe, delicate, kind of like cosmopolitan flowers